I urge any of you who haven't watched at least the portion of the event in Phoenix that I covered of Erika Kirk's speech. I urge you to watch it. It's just extraordinary. And perhaps the part that was most extraordinary, that's raised all sorts of theological and philosophical debates in less than a day, is the question of forgiveness without someone apologizing. The man who is charged with murdering her husband, she said this about him yesterday, 103.
Father, forgive them, for they not know what they do. That man, that young man, I forgive him.
Remarkably well-produced event. And again, I think it's objectively the case that while the other speeches were all quite interesting, they were different in some ways. There's through lines throughout her performance, her connection, not just the audience in the room and people watching on television, but her connection to reality and to her faith. One of the most extraordinary things I've seen in my life, not just in my career. The president himself struck a different tone. 104, please.
In that private moment on his dying day, we find everything we need to know about who Charlie Kirk truly was. He was a missionary with a noble spirit and a great, great purpose. He did not hate his opponents. He wanted the best for them. That's where I disagreed with Charlie. I hate my opponent, and I don't want the best for them. I'm sorry. I am sorry, Erika. But now Erika can talk to me and the whole group, and maybe they can convince me that that's not right, but I can't stand my opponent.
Erika is now the head of Turning Point, and the performance she gave yesterday was startling and inspiring and extraordinary. But the claim made there at the event by many is that Charlie Kirk's assassination will only strengthen the movement, both the political organization and spreading of the gospel. And so let me ask this as the first question. Sean, what is her potential? Does she have potential to be a president, a senator, to run this organization? What is her potential based on what we've seen so far?
It's unlimited. She can do what she has shown the last week is somebody of enormous poise, deep courage and faith. And I think she can do anything that she chooses to do. And she's clearly got a platform now to do it. So obviously this will be something that evolves, but I think a lot of eyes turned to her last night, and frankly over the last week, based on the first comments that she gave the day or two after Charlie was assassinated. So I think she is somebody who everybody will keep their eye on.
Dan, she's obviously a great speaker. She obviously shows her heart in a public way with purpose like few have ever done, really, literally in the history of communication, and certainly televised communication. Do you think she's got a political future or a spiritual future beyond Turning Point, potentially?
I don't know, because I agree with what you and Sean just said, but what we don't know and won't know for, months, if not a year, is can she connect, inspire, kind of register and turn out people? I mean, that was Charlie Kirk's amazing gift, was he could kind of do all of the above. And he proved it over a decade as he turned out more and more voters for the causes that he believes in. As you say, she can speak well. She's authentic as anyone I've ever seen. If her message and her foundation is forgiveness, what a powerful message in these times. But, she's a mother. She has young children. She's now a widow. Does she want to travel the country? Does she want to go and go on campuses and give speeches and organize? Or is she going to be more of like the chairperson and leave it to others to be management and kind of go do the nitty gritty of organizing? We're just going to have to see.
The interesting thing about your question is throughout history on both parties, sometimes an elected official will pass away and they'll turn to the spouse. You think even Mary Bono, when Sonny Bono passed. I mean, there's a whole history in Missouri.
Mel Carnahan and
yep. Emerson. Yep. So this is, and then in Louisiana, Julia. Anyway, this is. But the difference here is that in many cases, the spouse isn't really involved, and they say you've got the name ID, whatever. Erika was very involved in Turning Point. She's very involved in being in Charlie's philosophies and his actions and what he was doing. So for her, this is not just like some random spouse stepping up and stepping in. She's been intricately involved in the process, in the movement, in the message. She believes it in her bones. You can tell. So I think this is not your normal situation where a spouse is being asked to step up. She was a partner in this to begin with.
Yeah, I will say, and I mean, no disrespect to her, and I'm not predicting this, I'm wishing for it. She's not Charlie. She has her own strengths,
Exactly.
but she now doesn't have a spouse to take care of the kids. You know, if she's traveling, she can't be on the road the way he was. She can't host a show the way he did. I don't know that she's got the political genius he did. So as Dan, you said, you know, there's going to have to be other people involved. And the question is there a face of the organization besides her? Lots of their colleagues spoke yesterday, and I'm familiar with about half of them. Half of them I don't really know, although I learned I follow a lot of them on Twitter. I didn't realize that. But I think that's a big open question because so much of the success of the organization was the determination of Charlie and the focus of Charlie and the skills of Charlie. And again, she's an extraordinary person, but she doesn't have the exact same skill set.
One last thing I'll put a pin in it is there's one thing to be the leader of it. One of the things that I have seen on the right, and you heard a little bit last night, is how many other people are stepping up and saying, I'll be Charlie Kirk too. So he has spawned thousands of people to take up their cross and go preach the gospel, to get politically active, to start a chapter. So it's the one thing about this is it's not going to take one person to replace him because there's literally thousands that have stepped up.
Yeah.
Hey, want to be part of the two-way community all the time? Hit the subscribe button. Great video clips like this, plus conversations like no other, full episodes and more, always available on this channel. You got to hit subscribe to never miss a thing.